We are going live. Let me connect all the platforms and then we're going to see what's happening and where we are. Is the bear market, is the bull market? We're going to determine that in this video, or at least we try. Let me try and connect everything, starting with YouTube and then going through going with other platforms. So here it goes. I think we're already live on YouTube and Twitter and other platforms as well. Let me just check everything and it should be fine then. Yep, looks like we're live. So it should be fine. Let me just check YouTube as well. Yeah, this is fine. We should be good to go. Let me just do one thing first, and then we're going to review everything we have and the next steps. As you can see, we already have like the portfolio being around $1,000. So we're back again with what we had in the beginning, slightly up, but that's basically it. And we're going to check what's happening with the market, especially that we got a little bit of a dump this morning. Okay, it should be fine. Everything seems to be working, so let's go and we're going to see what we can do here. So basically, since last time we had two trades, Anna and Fartcoin, this is what we had, right, ongoing, $500 PNL, so 50% from where we started. Unfortunately, the market reversed, so our stop losses were hit, and we took a small profit home altogether. So I think we had like $66 home. I'm going also to close those two positions we have for silver and gold. Probably I'm going to reopen them as well. That should be fine, but I want to close that, have a clear P&L, and then we can go on. So I'm going to note that here in our trading journal. It's 3rd November 2025. By the way, if you remember Degen Ping prophecy, you should be selling on 5th of November, but it seems like the prophecy didn't really turn out that great. We're going to see that pretty soon as well. So we have a P&L totally of plus $66 dollars. So total. And for the comments, Anna plus Fartcoin closed on stop losses, market reversal, mega liquidated, so that's good, more points to us. XAC just closed. We're going to open a couple of other positions as well. Yeah, so this is it. This is what happened. We're probably going to first of all look at the market. As you can see, this morning it pretty much dipped, especially on all the major coins here. It's all red here. If we were to go into particular coins, then you can see Ethereum here revisiting again this week that we had on 10th of October. And it seems like, I mean, this is the point here that we're getting, but it seems like it really can't get above that. There's kind of a range. Of course, what can happen here is we're going to get a rebound. What also can happen is that we're going to get down. So the scenario might be that we're going to go this way down and actually revisit this kind of line here. So we're going to hit the 10th week of $3,400 and the market generally looks super shaky. Today I'm more tempted to do something more delta neutral, or at least hatch a little bit of risk. So the ideal scenario here is to actually short, for example, Ethereum long Solana or vice versa, and do something like that, because this way you'll be able to have kind of a hedge for whether the market goes up or down. And in the meantime, we will get some points, because that's the goal, have as much points as possible. So last week we got a little bit of points, not much. We are at 9. We got like basically 1 point. So definitely not the best scenario, but not bad. Altogether, you can see that we went to 1,700. That was the biggest value for this portfolio, and then we back to $1,000. So this is going to be what we are going to trade. Now, as I've mentioned, I'm probably going to look at also what other people are trading, but it's really tempting to have like a long on Solana, because Solana especially got hit. Right now it's closer to the week. And scenario like, for example, you were to, let me go with the USD terms. If you were to go with like $5,000 long here and the same but short here, maybe I'm just going to get with, well, it doesn't really matter for the purpose of like this kind of cross position, whether it's 20x or 50x. But let me do it like that to make it simpler. So this is what I'm tempted to do here. Pretty much equal, 1-to-1, having Solana long part. I'm going to let it run for a moment and let's see what will happen. I think we're already in a pretty good spot to be doing something like that, because we're basically revisiting these levels here, and either it all breaks down or we're going to go much higher. Also, on the why I put it like that is because basically, let me check the level somewhere here. Yeah, I'm probably want to do this one here. Those are nice levels. Let me also check one thing on the, where is the, yes, okay, yep, I have it here. So this is for ETH. Basically, maybe we go even with this line. So upside is like 15%, and then for Sol, for the same range, I think the upside is a little bit higher. Yeah, it's basically 20%. So that's why I'm going more this way. On the other hand, if we were to go down, then basically we also have here we have like 20%, and on ETH we're going to have 8%. Well, this tells us basically that long on Sol should pay us more if we are to hit it. If we don't hit it, then we might get really, well, we can lose much more, I guess, because I guess we're going to revisit those kind of wicks, and there's still a higher way to go for Solana, especially because the wick was deeper for Solana. There was like 18%. So it might be actually wise to definitely put a stop loss here if we were to go, say, 169, if we were to go much below. Yeah, for now, let me just go with that thing. I'm going to revisit that. I wanted to put those positions. This is pretty delta neutral. We're going we're going this way. Let's see what will happen. As you can see, for now we are profitable a little bit. Solana has a generally bigger volatility than ETH, of course to the downside as well. Right now there is this week that we can go to revisit the 10th of 10th here. But if you are to have a little bit of rebound, we're probably going to be fine. I'm probably need to put some things in order here though. Yeah, let me do a couple of things first. So just a reminder, you can do delta neutral positions easily through cryptoexchange.sh. You have top 10 funding rate opportunities where you can do things like short things on Hyperliquid, long on Lighter, or for example here you can have with Bera, you're going to make money when you short on Extended, long on Hyperliquid, and you're making money through funding spread because you have those funding rates. They are different across exchanges, and this is the best way to find what are the best opportunities here. You have everything listed with Pacifica, Extended, Lighter. All of those will have an airdrop. Hyperliquid with season 3 at some point when it's going to get announced. Pacifica, Extended, Lighter, you already have point system in place, so you're going to get those points right away. So having said that, this is pretty cool. Also, you can calculate your airdrop here directly. So if you're looking for an exchange to farm points, this is pretty much the full list of what you can farm right now. I think farming perp dex is one of the best strategies right now, especially in a market like that when you actually don't know what will happen and whether we're going to get continuation of a bull market or a bear market pretty soon, because that's also reality. Looking at what's happening on Twitter and how people are bullish or bearish most of the time, definitely the scenario is that a lot of people are bearish. Of course, this is Keyboard Monkey. He's mostly bearish and he's mostly shorting, so that's probably not the best opinion. But if you are looking, for example, let me check. I think I retweeted that. There's a tweet by Kobe when he talks about how even if BTC continues with the bull run, that doesn't mean that alts will get any kind of bull market, especially that we're getting only more coins, you know, with Monad coming, Mega ETH coming along the way, other coins are coming also. This is going to be harder and harder, which directly translates to the price action that you might get on those coins. So this is something you should remember. We don't know what will happen, and you should take profit from time to time in order to really, make sure that you make sure that you'll be good overall. So yeah, having said that, I'm going back to Hyper Tracker. As a reminder, they have this tracking on Hyperliquid, and you can go by different cohorts, especially by people who makes money, and most of them are bearish. Over the past weeks, over the past streams, I've been visiting this site, and you probably were seeing that as well. Most of the people are bearish, and this means something. I think since 10th of 10th definitely, but also before that, I think since actually September, most of the people, most of the money printers, people that were making huge amounts of money were short. And this is no different today, especially a lot of people are super bearish on ZEC. 87% short. Of course, Zcash got amazing run recently. Let me find it somewhere. Where was it? Here it goes. Of course, this is amazing that it got so high up, right? After like months and years of being just, chopping to the right. Of course, it's pretty cool that it's getting there discovered, because this is Bitcoin, but with privacy layer on top. So that's pretty cool, and that will work in the end, probably. I'm also more on the bullish side here, and looking for the entry price. Though, as is the case, especially with an asset that's massive and is getting like quickly repriced, you're going to have some push downs, pullbacks, and this is what's happening probably right now, especially if you look at the price action like right now. So by the in the September, it was still trading in two digits range with like $40-50 per coin. Then by the end of September, beginning of October, it quickly moved to like $132, and then it progressed to basically 400 pretty quickly. So that was an amazing run. I don't know if that's the end. Probably not. There are people calling for 10,000 Zcash. It's possible if you compare that to XRP. I think like exactly if Zcash would have a market cap of XRP, it would cost basically like $10,000 per coin. I think we have forgotten about those bullish targets that were very popular in 2021. Right now, this might happen in the end, but as you can see, the price action here, there are definitely pullbacks. I'm looking for an entry price to hold it long term. I don't know if I want to buy it right now, whether I should, maybe DCA in a little bit on the exchange and just get that to some kind of a wallet. Do not touch it. Do not hold it on a decentralized exchange. Just buy it, withdraw it, and forget it. Keep on stacking that, because that might be in the end a good way to really hedge against everything. Of course, crypto is super volatile right now. The past year, 2025, which is nearing its end, we have the last 2 months of it. It seems like the most of the metas were very short-lived, and that was the market for traders, not for holders. Zcash might be different, but we're going to see that in upcoming months and years, not the next weeks. For now, we have the market that we have, and we're going to see what will happen next. So that was pretty interesting. Anyway, going back to what money printers are doing, we can have a look at a couple of them to see the positions, but you basically see them on in this board, basically shorting everything. Yeah, this guy is shorting most of the majors since like levels higher. You can see also how much in funding he already has. I think we visited him already. He's holding those massive positions on a cross margin and just making a lot of money from funding. He's also profitable on most of the positions, even though on ETH he entered very early on, before even 4,000. He held through going to the top and back. As you can see here, like what he's doing here, but he's basically holding his shorts for a longer period of time, betting on the bear market. So this is kind of a 10x leverage, 5x leverage, definitely on a smaller end, even though 10x is sometimes big, but he has a huge margin, which means that he won't get liquidated easily, and he can hold through all these positions and volatility and just make money on funding until the price will get to the points that he's interested in. So this is already pretty cool what he's doing. Let's have a look at a couple of other guys here for the potential positions. Oh, this is the same guy? No, but he's basically he has the same kind of position actually. Yep, he has this is exactly the same portfolio. So is it a vault on Hyperliquid or because the first guy and the second has exactly the same positions, though the second one was positive on ETH, so he entered that positions later on. Pretty interesting. This is more hedge-like positions, a little bit of longing of XRP after Doge, and then shorting of a couple of other alts. Pretty interesting here. By the way, I'm also tempted. Bera got really annihilated lately, and it's still going down. The reason for that being that we basically saw Bera chain halting. This is pretty interesting. I think where is it? So 3 hours ago, there was a coordinated attack by validators that did halt to Bera chain network. Crazy story. This shows basically how decentralized we are, but also this impacted, of course, Bera chain price, which which already wasn't that great. You can see how low it went. It's super low. What I'm tempted to do is actually longing a little bit to get funding rewards, because actually funding on Bera is usually getting super crazy. And if we get any kind of rebound, this is going to be good. But of course, there's a small chance we're going to get below those lines and basically get annihilated entirely. So going to wait a little bit on this one maybe, but this is pretty interesting bet. Anyway, going forward, having a look at a couple of other whales and what they're doing. This is basically just shorting Bitcoin. Bitcoin is in good spot. I mean, it's still over $100. So anyway, what I wanted to do to also is there are a couple of markets that just got added to Lighter, basically related to currencies, and I just wanted to, to get probably more points, try to test them and play around with them. You can go with new. Let me just go with Euro USD. Going with isolated. Maybe something like small positions here for the I just want to test all the new capabilities in order to for the possible points. Isolated. We're going with and on the meme coin side, we're also going with Ktoshi. I was explaining the rationale for that in the past videos. Basically, this is the coin with the lowest open interest, and we want to be longing that as well. Also, of course, we can get liquidated, but more points to us thanks to that. It also pays a lot to hold long on Ktoshi. I'm not recommending this strategy as for anyone other than people that are farming airdrops, because you're going to probably get annihilated on long, and short will basically pay a lot. You're going to pay a lot with funding. Anyway, super small positions, as you see. This is basically for a cap margin of being like $20-15. I'm just opening those to basically play with the new features on Lighter, and we're going to let it run. Also, coming back to ETH and Sol. I'm thinking whether we want to put any kind of, let me just check one thing, whether it's cross. No, it was all isolated, so that's good. Now for Sol and ETH, I'm thinking whether we should put some kind of guardrails against total liquidation. Probably we should. Let me just do with Sol, I probably want to do something like 169, and here going with 199. Those are the levels that I'm interested in. With ETH, we can go, let me see. yeah, this is the short. So we should be something like that for the stop loss would be fine, I guess. And for take profit, we can try with this crazy week actually. Something like, yeah, 3 4 5 1. Let's see. I mean, of course, as a reminder, we can get liquidated on both of those positions, right? We can get liquidated both on the short side of ETH and long side of Sol. Nothing here is guaranteed. Ideally, you want to run this kind of positions with a bot and probably monitor the market and then close the other one when the other gets liquidated. I think with those stop losses and take profits, that should be fine pretty much. It should run to the same level, so I expect that to, even if it gets closed, then in our if on the short side we shouldn't lose much capital. We will be more profitable on the long side, so we'll be more profitable when Solana actually gets to 400 to 199 dollars. But we're going to see. I mean, this should be fine. Right now we're on the right now we're getting a small rebound here, but actually the action will be here, and we're going to see what how it will behave. Let me note what we're having. Put on almost delta. Neutral trade. It's not really delta neutral, but yeah. Also put Satoshi and then plus FX small trades 4 points. This is for noting what's happening. We're going to see how it goes. I think it's going to be fine. So we won't make much money this time with those positions. We also probably won't lose that much money. We can make a little bit of, well, not even on funding, I guess, because those are the same sizes. Funding will be pretty similar. So Solana has 0.0012. I expect something similar on Ethereum. Yeah, exactly the same. So we're probably going to get what we get in funding on one, we're going to pay on the other. So there's nothing here to be gained. And altogether, I don't think like we get much of with those positions, we won't get much of the profit here. But the idea here is that we're putting. We should be getting points, waiting for the better market scenario or a proper dump. So I'm looking for a good setup, because right now it's really at the inflection point, and it's hard to say whether we're going to go much higher or much lower in the next week or so, 2 weeks. Still, you have to remember that on the macro side, we're going to get more rate cuts from Fed. The stock market looks amazing. Again, I think gold is also looking good still. There was a small pullback, but we got back. I think back to like $4,000, right? We had this pullback from 4,400. With silver, we are still in a good spot, pretty much all-time highs or close to them. There was, again, pullback from like 50 something. But basically the price of silver was like 20 something, 30 something for a long period of time. Anyway, this is what we have. So as you can see, this is more on the delta neutral side. I want to run these positions. Also, in practice, I'm trying to survive the market right now, waiting for good opportunities. I don't think you should rush anything. So again, delta neutral positions on different perp dexes. I'm basically farming the first 5 the most here. So lighter, extended, bullpen, Pacifica, variational. Variational is pre-points yet, but there's going to be points. So team announced that there's going to be a point system. We just don't know when. And they're going to add API, and when the API is there, I'm going to add that to those funding rates here. So we're going to have funding arbitrage as well. If you have any remarks for what kind of tools I can add, happy to do that. Other than that, I'm probably finishing for now. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see next. Hard markets really to trade, also on chain, really hard. For the market sentiments on Twitter, you can see probably for yourself, super bearish. So what I'm positioning right now with all the other stuff right now, I'm just having those trades on the short long side. So farming perp dexes, participate in mega ETH. And basically waiting for airdrops. I mean, waiting for airdrops is kind of a long position because actually you're betting that those points will be worth anything, and in like proper bear market, those points can be worth much less than you would expect them to be. So this is kind of the bet as well with all the exchanges. But this is actually enough for me. So you position yourself with those airdrops from perp dexes, and then you try to save as much stables as possible, because if the market collapses, then you'll be able to buy. If the market goes up a lot, you're going to make money with the points. And I think this is pretty cool strategy overall, especially in a shaky market like that. You can always buy higher. It's going to be much harder to sell lower, because it's much harder, also mentally to just sell something after it lost 50-60%, because you expect that to go back, rather than have a clean slate and just keep on buying from then. And I prefer to have more stables than put that in positions and then trade flavor of the week, find new tokens, participate in those kind of events, rather than have anything long-term hold. I'm not trying to hold anything long-term. I think the only thing that I would think of holding right now, well, a couple of things. I like BTC ETH long-term, but not at these prices yet. And I like hype, of course. But again, looking for the prices to calm down a little bit. If we're getting proper bear market, those prices will definitely come back. And then it will be a good moment to accumulate for longer period of time. Right now, the market is still especially for those good coins, it's still in a good moment. It's nothing, you could start accumulating, but I think those prices will come down at some point. I don't know if it's going to be this month, this year, still 2025, or are we going to see a proper bear market 2026? The possible scenario is, of course, we're going to see right now a lot of things going, but another way to think about it is that after the next rate cut, we're going to have a short euphoria towards the end of the year. Classic, by the end of the year, we're going a little bit up. And then by the mid-December, we're going to see super bearish price action. And this is something that I'm betting on. And then probably good spots to buy tokens will be something similar to this year. So starting maybe something like February 2026, going into March, April, we're going to see prices much lower. Let's see how it goes. Before that, we should be able to trade more with, like Mega ETH should happen, Monad should happen, and a couple of other interesting stuff. Of course, you have pre-TGE markets here, both on lighter are here with Mega token and Mon, but pre-TGE markets are, are not exactly things that you can really relate to when it comes to tokens, because it just captures what traders are thinking about the tokens and not necessarily what people buying longer term would do. So yeah, we'll see. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and of course, let me know in the comments what you're doing right now. That will be interesting as well.